Okay, so I want to know why all mouses are the same. They got the same shape and the same button positions, and a lot of people have problems with repetitive motion. So I just wanted to see if I could design something that would not put so much stress on your wrist. So first thing you're going to need is some kind of a brace or glove and a small mouse and a small screwdriver. And the next thing you want to do is break down your mouse. Now, all mouses are put together a little bit different. This one happens to be a Logitech, I think 510, and it comes apart pretty easy. There were 2 screws that I had to take off and get the bottom part off, and 1 screw holding on the circuit board. It's a battery compartment which was soldered on the board, and I'm going to have to desolder that to get that off. So first I had to figure out how to get the circuit board off. So I just had to lift it from the rear and pop it right off, and everything is pretty modular. There's just 1 ribbon cable that you have to undo the connector, and it comes right off. You just lift that little piece there and the ribbon slides right out. So pretty easy. And what you got left is a base and a circuit board. And you got some relays on there. They're tactile contacts that they have it normally open, normally closed, and a common hole on them. And you only need the common and the normally open hole. So I was writing right and left and marking where the poles were, so that I could solder on some new contacts, because I wanted to put them on the ends of my fingers, or close to the ends of my fingers instead. So you got to do a little soldering, and I'm also checking it with my multimeter just to make sure that I've got the correct contacts for the job. So I just soldered on the positive and negative so I could move the battery away from the board, make it a little more modular. I did have to cut off a little bit of the side plastic to allow for room for my wires, so that they wouldn't bind up in there. And it fit pretty well. So once you've got that fitted, you want to cut the base into 2 pieces. I just broke out a Dremel tool. I'm not very good at dremeling. And that's what it looks like when it's cut in half. And it's actually fully functional right now. But I have a little more work to do. That's where the battery's going to go, over in the back, and everything's just still work. So I used a little Velcro and a little hot glue, and put the double stick tape on the front of there, and that is going to allow for the old shell. I took the shell off, and I'm going to place that on the top to protect the circuit board, and also cover the capacitors and everything. The capacitors are kind of tall, so you really want to get a small mouse. I'm thinking on the next build, I want to get a much smaller mouse that has much smaller capacitors, so it can really get the fit a lot smaller. That's as small as I could get it. This is kind of a prototype, so it's just my Rev 1 version of it. And I also got to figure out how to do better wire management, but for first try, it didn't come out too bad. So you can pick what fingers you want to utilize. I picked the pinky and the thumb for right and left mouse click. and I put the battery in the back, and because there was some Velcro already on the brace, and I put some double stick Velcro on the battery compartment, and it worked out really well because it also added a lot of support for the hand and wrist. And I'm testing the mouse right now, making sure I can move it in the correct orientation, clicking the buttons and making sure the tactile buttons are working correctly. I moved a window over and made sure I could maximize it in there, and then I tried typing. I'm not the fastest typer in the world, but it worked pretty well. You see that on the left screen there will be a little bit of the arrow moving around, but it never actuated anything, and the buttons never got clicked by accident. So there's the battery, the mouse, and the buttons, and I kind of called it the Ironman glove because it kind of reminded me of Ironman with that little circle in the middle of the hand there. It's pretty easy to take off. There's just a couple of straps, a couple of Velcros on the finger, and you just slide the whole thing off in one fell swoop. And that's it. Easy. Thanks for watching, and keep it real.